Hello and welcome. Thank you everyone for coming to Back to School Night. Today we're going to be talking about the math concepts class. I'm Miss D'Amico and I will be the teacher. To start us off, a little bit of an introduction about myself. Again, my name is Miss D'Amico. This is my 6th year teaching, and this is actually my 4th year at SPA. So you may, if you know anybody who has been here before, or you yourself have been here before, I may be familiar. I'm happy to be back. I have a single subject credential in math and a Master's of Arts in teaching. And then on a little bit more of a personal level, I'd like to talk about 5 words that kind of describe me, tell you a little bit more about myself on a personal level. The first word is family. I have a very large, in my opinion, I know that can be larger, in an Italian family, and they're very important to me. I'm very close with my parents as well as my sister, and they are just a huge part of my life. I also wholeheartedly believe in a growth mindset. I am constantly growing. In my life, I have tried everything from rowing crew to performing as an actress. And these have all helped me develop skills that are really vital to who I am. But also, I do believe that I'm constantly learning from my students, from my peers, from my colleagues, from my superiors, and from myself. I'm also a mathematician. And what might be surprising is that I was not always a mathematician. Again, I started out in the theater world, and from the theater world, I moved into the idea that I wanted to be a teacher. I started directing theater. I thought, hey, this is a perfect fit. I went to study English in Italy, or rather literature in particular, as part of the development of my teaching multiple subjects. But while I was there, I really discovered how much I really liked the logic and the problem solving that came with math, in addition to the fact that I had taken at that time 2 college level courses in cryptography and in calculus, that I really just fell in love with these topics and really wanted to share that love with the world. Second to last, I am a gamer. I probably play a lot of the same games that your kids play, from Nintendo to games on the PlayStation like Overwatch. And I also watch a lot of TV. The fans of this TV show Psych are called psychos, which is why that's the word there. But I also like Doctor Who. I've been watching a lot of the new Netflix shows that have been coming out, as have most of us. But yeah, that is me. Now on to our course description. Math Concepts is a course designed to teach students the skills necessary for 6th and 7th grade math. The curriculum then is going to be based in middle school math, a more broad approach, but will address foundational needs of the students, as well as making connections to the real world and making sure that they understand why math is important and that they can do math. Some of the topics that we will cover are the real number system, ratios and proportions, fractions, of course, and then expressions. And these are all going to be really, really great foundational needs for moving forward in middle school math, as well as going into high school and taking algebra. The grading is going to be broken down into 3 sections. The first section is classwork and participation. This is worth 10% of your student's grade. This is dependent on completing classroom activities, so the activities we do in the Zoom call, participating daily in that Zoom call, not just being there, but being present, and answering questions, asking questions, and then finally, any homework assignments that I assign, those will need to be completed as part of that grade as well. The second category is quizzes. This is worth 20% of the grade. This is, you can think of this as replacing the focus areas on Summit. These are taken throughout the unit. So we may have somewhere between 2 or 3 quizzes within a unit, and these can be retaken to improve the scores. So really, we want students to have a really strong 30% of their grade because they're participating every day. They're attempting the quizzes, hopefully doing well on their first attempt, but if not, they're making those changes and they're understanding the material in a deep way that is going to make them successful for the unit assessment. And that takes us to the last category. 70% of their grade will be on assessments. This is end of unit tests as well as cumulative tests. So at the semester, I'll be giving a cumulative test on everything that we've learned up until that point. And this has the possibility to replace a low end of unit test. So while it is important for students to do well on those unit tests, and if they would like to retake them, they absolutely can. If they wait till the cumulative test and do well, they show mastery and improvement in their skills, then we will replace that. We want to show growth over just redoing the same thing over and over and over. Which brings us to my teacher credo. This is addressed to the students. So you being the students in this classroom, learning will be a group experience. You will help each other gain new and deeper understandings through your successes and your failures. Everyone makes mistakes, but those who learn from their mistakes have a clear understanding of where to go next. We must not be afraid to fail, especially in the field of mathematics. We must instead celebrate failures as much as successes, as both are stepping stones towards mastering the material. Success consists of going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. And that was said by Winston Churchill. And I really resonate with that quote. In math, we make mistakes, and that is okay. We'll be spending the first few days together making sure that we understand that. A quick introduction into Google Classroom. I'm sure that you've heard this plenty. On the homepage, on the left-hand side, you will see upcoming due dates. Right now, there's nothing due, and ignore the name. This will be the same for our math concepts as well. Any new announcements will be posted below, and you can also comment on those or whatnot. But where you're going to be spending most of your time is here in the Classwork tab of Google Classroom. Up at the top, you'll see all topics. That's what is going to be shown to you first. This is where you can find important links and resources. So right now, there's just the Zoom link. But as we go forward, I'll also post office hours link there or any resources that I might want you guys to have across units and across the full year. Then we go into the specific days. The specific days of classes will be organized by week. So here we have our first week. Our first class won't be here on Friday, but as an example, we would be able to look into that Friday day and see all of the resources that would be available at that time. Again, clicking on the day. I will also be adding, once we finish class, and upload a video of the class. And so that will be added as an extra resource that you can always look back on if you miss anything. The last two things that I want to talk about are office hours and contacts. So my office hours are going to be Mondays and Thursdays from 2:35 to 3:25. Additional time is available, but upon request, just send me an email. And then, of course, if you need to contact me, my email is christina.d'amico@cocospa.org, and my phone number is there below. Feel free to use either. I'm probably going to be able to email fastest on email, respond fastest on email, just because I might be in class or something like that. But if you'd like to set up a time to call or call during regular school hours, please feel free to do so. Again, thank you so much for coming, and I look forward to this year.